And good morning, a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Tuesday, October the 15th. We've got American League Championship Series on tap, Game 2, Yankees and Guardians this evening. We'll continue our baseball coverage. There's also college football, 3 Tuesday night games, and National Hockey League tonight with 9 games on tap, and we'll preview those. We'll also look at the NBA preseason schedule tonight with a game here in Vegas as well with the Lakers and the Warriors. So thank you for joining me here on the show. Hello to the chat all-stars. We're going to preview today's card, hopefully give out a couple of winners here, and also get your plays in the chat. Join us here on YouTube, and let me hear your plays as we go along today. I want to say hello to my friends here in the chat as we get today's show on the road, including Nick Handy here today. First up, say hello, Joe T. He's got the wrench, he's got the plays. Check us out over in the community tab for our best plays from Joe T and the crew here on YouTube, our community tab with plays every day here. Appreciate that. Stop Geo stopping by. Hello, Stop Geo, and Patrick is here as well. Thomas joining us, 1K Protection Firm in the chat. Everyone, remember, like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe to the Sports Money Network here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Also, Robert McCormick here, Turnsies here as well. Cliff Lloyd joining us, Philly Eagle Flyer, and Ray Otachi joining us in the chat. Waiting on some big news here possibly this morning. We'll see what happens, but I was maybe expecting some breaking news. Maybe it won't be as big of a deal as I thought, so I can't do anything yet until we get some type of confirmation. But in sports, nothing here for us. But let's see here. We're going to go over last night's action and take a look at what happens there. There has been a penalty apparently again with the football game last night. Could you believe that game last night with those penalties? The Jets and the Bills. The Bills hang on for the win on the road. Man, I understand all the love there for the Jets in the game, yesterday, but come on, man, the Jets don't beat this Bills team, really, do they right now? Anyways, 22 penalties. Did you have the over on penalties in this game? Over 200 yards in penalties. Even Rodgers said, hey, the play they gave a penalty for roughing the quarterback. I didn't even think that was a penalty. And they was talking about the other team. He was talking about the Bills. He didn't think it was a penalty when he got beat up there in the pocket. So Josh Allen, 215 yards. Ray Davis, 146 yards, stepping up there for Cook. And Aaron Rodgers, nearly 300 yards passing. Lazard, Wilson combined for 14 catches, 220 yards. But the wind also played a factor, and the Jets missed a couple of field goals there. And like we said, the field goals are going to start missing here soon. And that's going to happen as we go along in the season here. When the weather's fine, the ball is going through the uprights, but not right now. See who else is joining us here. Subhuman in the chat. Good morning. Also, Robert is ready to go with the African Cup of Unders. We've seen some scores here already today come across. Australia surprising Japan today, 1-1 in World Cup qualifying. Bit of a shocker there as Socceroos took the early lead, 1-0. And held on for the draw at plus 400 in that one. Japan was like a $3 favorite. The money did come in a little bit on Australia. Hello to John Shaw there. Later on, South Carolina defeated Iraq 3-2. China leads Indonesia. But some other certainly interesting games today in World Cup qualifying, including Chile and Colombia. What's wrong with Colombia? Also, Peru and Brazil, some South America Cup qualifying today, kind of taking, I'd say, the feature. I know we got the AFCON games starting here right now, a 5 block of AFCON games, also Nations League today. So there might be something for the soccer fans here today. Also, let's see here, Dave. He thinks kicking in the wind is easy when you're talking about Greg the Leg. All right. Justin is here today. Good morning. Jermaine didn't like the game, certainly. And Ray Otachi there talking about the Man City. I thought they were going the other way. I thought they weren't going to be found guilty of anything. All right. Who else is here? AOD is there. Thank you for stopping by today. And Joe Alvarado. Hello. All right, get this show going here in just a minute or two. And let me tell you, over at Winnable.com, this is where you can get my best plays for today, for today's card. Check me out over at Winnable. You can subscribe and get some free picks from me over there every day. And I also have a few picks behind the paywall as well. This is how you support me on the channel. Come on over and watch me every day and pick up some really inexpensive more content from me. I'm a content producer. I'm a sports betting influencer. And I've got my plays up over at Winnable. Hopefully we'll give you some free plays here in just a moment. I sent out some tennis overnight. I think we've kind of split. Did have some winners with Safulin plus the games. We had Siniakova plus the games. And we're ready to roll on a few more matches here. So why not go over there right now to Winnable and subscribe to that free package and pick up my free selections coming up for some tennis action today here from a few locations, certainly around the world right now, but mostly we're dealing with action here in China, in Japan, in Kazakhstan, in Sweden as well, and I think some in Belgium today. So been watching some tennis here, getting ready for the show, and pick up some winners for me over at the Winnable app. Okay, appreciate you listening to that. Going to get ready for the show here right now with our previews today. Let's see, okay, there. AOD talking about that game with Bolivia over Colombia the other day. And that was awkward for Colombia fans. All right. Let's get ready to roll with the show right now. And we're going to start with our Major League Baseball game tonight. Should be a good one with the Cleveland Guardians taking on the Yankees. Game 2 of the series after we saw the Yankees yesterday. Pretty convincing fashion. I still think these prices are too high. It's going to be hard to get me off the Guardians. Here it feels like just looking at the price of $1.70, I guess, $1.70. What are we looking at here? 62% winning percentage at $1.70. Well, got Tanner Bybee going in this one for the Guardians. So that's got to bring a little bit of hope to Guardians fans. Bybee's been solid this year. The Guardians went 24-9 with Bybee on the mound. Yesterday, 5-2. Seemed like the Yankees had it pretty much going from the Start Soto home run, Stanton home run, a couple of wild pitches. Yeah, it was windy, but they were bouncing that ball in the dirt. Carlos Rodon, just 1 run allowed in 6 innings and 9 strikeouts against the swinging Guardians in that one. For the Yankees, it's Garrett Cole. 3.36 ERA so far this season for Cole. The Yankees 12-7 with Cole on the mound. Cole went under in he went under in 10 of 19 starts this season. Meanwhile, with Bybee, the Guardians went under in 16 of 31 decisions, 33 starts, 2 pushes, but not a big trend there necessarily. But with these 2 starters, I gotta think we're gonna be dealing here in this one today with Cleveland and the Yankees. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under. Cleveland's been going under for sure here in the postseason. They've gone under in 8 of their last 11 games overall. Yankees have won 5 of their last 6 games here right now. They've also covered the run line in 5 of the last 6 meetings at home against the Guardians. What do you guys have? What do you want to do here with the Cleveland Guardians and the New York Yankees? Let's see who's stepping up from the chat. All Stars. Hello, Stars. See what you guys have in this one. And hey, Marcus is here. Marcus is here. Great to have you, Marcus. Says the Bills got on one last night, but today it'll be the Cleveland Guardians. Good to have Marcus here in the chat. Thomas Lewis likes this one to go under. 1K says under in the first 5. Justin says, how about Ramirez over in his total bases? He does hit well against Garrett Cole. See if I can't maybe add a little bit with the head-to-head numbers. It feels like maybe we could do that since we got our, lighter coverage here today, certainly. All right, let's see here also with John Schau. Says the Yankees are going to be able to hit Bybee here. Dave says, give me the under in this one. He'll take the under. Right. And Yankees -1 here for Robert McCormick. Cliff says, how about the under first 5 in this one? Well, it's going to be a tough number here to beat. It feels like it's 7, but I'm going to go under with the Yankees and the Guardians as my play here on the show. Give me under 7 in this one. All right, you guys, how many premiums will you have, Ramon? Well, I'm definitely a high volume player, so I would imagine today you're going to have anywhere from, I'd say probably 10, but I don't think we know exactly here. Going to see what we have. What we have on the show. Here's Thomas with a Nerfy today in the Cleveland, New York game. But I'm high volume, Udaya, no doubt about it. I believe in playing the landscape here. I'm not good enough to give 1 or 2 plays and think I'm going to hit them. If it would take too long for us to get to the destination, and if playing just a couple of plays a day for me, because quite frankly, if I found, if I'm looking for cappers that can hit 75% or above on pick'em games, I'm looking for you. Quite frankly, with the average, even a successful player that might be hitting 56%, right, on -110 games, you got to have some high volume, or you got to have some high bankroll, high plays. And it's hard to get off big plays like that if you're a superstar in sports betting because of, getting limited by books and things like that. So I just feel high volume is the way to go and try to establish a strong winning percentage. Try to anyway. So, and Terrell talking about Mike Williams there. Boy, poor Mike Williams. You wonder if he's lost it a little bit. That play was awkward. I'm not talking necessarily about that play. I have more concerns about Mike Williams certainly moving forward. So I'm going to take the under with the Guardians here and the Yankees. All right. Thanks, you guys. Yeah, Justin says he's got a little. Here's the thing, Ramon. Ramon had some mixed results, certainly to say the least, in the NFL. When the home underdogs go 0-9, I think Ramon's going to end up with a few L's on the card. We did send out the Bills last night on the VIP plays here from the Winnable app, so check me out. I did give out the Bills. It wasn't easy, wasn't smooth, certainly, but I just feel the Bills program is a little bit ahead of the Jets program right now. Kind of tough to back a team that just fired their coach because they're not playing very well. That's what I was. I mean, other than breaking it down with personnel and everything, if you're just replacing your coach, something's going. We know the Jets were not playing well. I'm not belittling the situation. You make a change because you're not doing well. So how are they going to come back? Yeah, they almost got the win. I think anybody, it was a bit of a toss up there in that one for sure. All right. Thank you for your plays in the chat here today with our baseball game. Oh, I was going to promise maybe to look at some of maybe I can just look at the splits advantages here, certainly. I mean, Bybee does have a pretty tough matchup going up against the Yankee lineup, but they don't own that great of a splits advantage. I see, even what we're talking about there in the chat, but I definitely think against Cole, Fry, Lane Thomas, they could, maybe knock Cole a little bit. So, all right, and Thomas says Josh Allen was the difference, and Terrell says, maybe that, with a new coach, maybe they can get it going. Just seems like 1 week, right? Replace the offensive coordinators or whatever they were doing. So just felt a little awkward for like the Jets were going to come back. They certainly had their chances. Bills weren't looking very good either. Bills have issues with more of their personnel, it feels like, with the injury factor a little bit. And Cook, who knows what's going on with Cook right now? I mean, I guess it should be an injury, but now you see that, Hassan Reddick, fired his, what did he do? Did he fire his agent or the agent fired him? I think the agent fired Hassan Reddick, and I think he's got Rosenhaus now. So last we've seen that Hassan Reddick, he could try to reach out and try to get traded here, I guess, but just shows some of the issues Jets might be having. Okay, this is supposed to be the baseball segment. So, all right. Like I said, been a pretty good run here right now in this matchup for the Yankees, having won 5 of the last 6 games having won 5 of their last 6, and also 5-1 against the run line here against Cleveland. All right. I think that'll do it anyway for the baseball. We'll move on and take a look at some college football here tonight with our games. Typical Tuesday night fare. And we'll talk about the Troy Trojans on the road here against the South Alabama Jaguars. South Alabama, we got them as a 2-touchdown favorite tonight in this one, and the total here at 55.
Final.
What do we got? Oh, hey, RBA. We got a pretty good winner there on the Winnable app. Hope you were on that one tonight in tennis with me as I took RBA over Luca Van Osh. And RBA won it. Let's see. What did I give him out at? We gave him out at minus $1.15. You probably could get a better price than that. Final was 6-2-6-1. So hey, we got a winner. Thank goodness for tennis. We'll bring home some winners hopefully today over there with many tournaments this week. So I'll be hitting those up. All right, here we go with our college football card with Troy taking on South Alabama tonight. Troy's 0-2 so far in conference. South Alabama 1-1 so far. Troy, they're 1-5, but their win came against a 1 FCS opponent. They've lost home games so far by 21 and 17 points. They go on the road here. They have a freshman at quarterback. Look, they run the ball for the most part right now. Does Troy? They've been strong over the last couple of years, but right now it's a different situation. This is not the same Troy program. Maybe it is. Maybe they are maybe they will be able to resurrect what they had created over the last couple of years, going 23-5 straight up over the last two seasons. But right now, obviously, this is a big problem. They've been a great road underdog for sure, but you just don't know where this Troy team stands. And the fact that they're 4-8 against the spread coming off of a loss may be more reflective of what we might be able to expect here in this one. They've been crushing in conference as well, but not only are they 0-2 straight up, but they're also 0-2 against the spread in the conference games so far. Now, South Alabama also has a freshman quarterback, but he looks a little bit more effective. 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1,300 yards so far. Yeah, South Alabama 2-4 so far. They did beat Appy. They beat App State, remember, 48-14, and they did lose to North Texas 52-38. So they have a new coach here this year. He used to be at Houston. So Troy has won and covered the last 6 meetings, but South Alabama 13.5 point favorite here. Ooh, that's a pretty high spread, but it does feel like they could roll Troy. That's that's 2 points, 2.5 points up from the opening line. Still got to take South Alabama and lay these points to roll struggling Troy here right now. No premium here in this one. I feel a little bit rough there, up to 13.5 in this one, but I'm going to go ahead and lay it with South Alabama to kind of turn it around here. Series has gone under in 4 of the last 5 meetings, but you got to wonder about the Troy defense now. But still, that number is a little bit high at 55. So maybe we can find a premium there. That's how I roll. I don't always have it ready to go. And I'm not even necessarily interested in that there'll be a line move. I'm not sure there will. Just maybe research it just a little more if I send it out. It does feel like cappers are preferring the under a little bit as well, from what I've seen, maybe by about a 2-to-1 ratio. So give me South Alabama here by 2 touchdowns. You won't see me send out many premiums by 2 touchdowns. So I'll try South Alabama as my play here on the Morning Steam Show. See what you guys have, if anything. Thomas is on South Alabama here in this one, and so is Justin. Justin also likes the South Alabama team total over 33.5 points. Dave says, give me South Alabama. Robert wants to go over here. Terrell says he thinks they'll get 34 points in 3 quarters in this one. Justin was able to get a better number than this by a point. Yeah, we've seen it go up here, no doubt. Robert says he was able to get the under here. I'm going under, I think, here, whether it makes my card or not. I couldn't necessarily recommend it here on the show without checking a few more things. So just going to roll with the big number as my play. All right, let's see here. And Thomas says all these games are lopsided anyways. Good morning to R. Tomps here. And who else did we have? I think we got another. Marcus says, anybody got any soccer? Let's help out Marcus here. He wants to get on some of this soccer action today. And I'll look at this card, but with mostly international play, we're starting to see there's been some talk over the last couple of days about the international window, right? And club players that are not able to get their proper fitness and rest between games. It does feel like they kind of rushed right? We just went back for domestic league play for like a game, right? And then all of a sudden we're back on the international. It's a little bit broken, but I don't know how to fix that. It's a little bit out of my range here. And Robert says he's got another here. Niger and Angola under half a goal in the first half in the African Cup of Unders. I'm all about that. So there you go. Let's see what some other African Cup games here. We'll have them all day. All right. All right, appreciate it right there with Troy and South Alabama. Let's keep the action rolling in college football. Hey, they give us 3 games. We're going to make use of them here. You wanted football on Tuesdays. All right, we do have a pretty bad one here, certainly probably not even worth talking about. But hey, we got football on a Tuesday. So you got Kennesaw State coming up here, 0-5, 0-1 in conference so far. Middle is 1-5 and 0-2 so far in conference, but they're still a 10-point favorite over the Owls in this one. So you do have Kennesaw. They've lost some pretty big margins so far. They played 2 FCS opponents so far, but in their FBS games, they've lost by 24-12, 39-21. They lost to UT Martin, 27-13. They're an UT Martin's an FCS team right now at this point. They have a sophomore quarterback who's thrown 6 interceptions so far and just 2 touchdown passes. All 4 of their losses against Division I opponents have been by more than this margin here. They're 1-3 against the spread as an underdog so far are the Owls. They're also 2-9 against the number when coming off of a loss. They've gone under in 3 of their 4 games so far this season. For Middle, their only win also came against an FCS opponent, but they were outgained in that game too. So the Middle's not any better, it feels like, at this point than Kennesaw. This feels like a game that is going to have some inept football, feels like. So far, Middle Tennessee having problems with turnovers. They've gone over in 3 of their last 4 games. I don't know if there's going to be much defense here in this one. So far, the favorites in Conference USA this season are 7-4 against the number, but I don't know if I want to be laying 10 points here with a team that is having trouble winning. They have an experienced quarterback, been around a couple of seasons in Vadiato. So MTSU here, 5-13 against the spread in their last 17 conference games. They've lost 10 of their last 16 coming off of a loss. I'm going to take Kennesaw State here. I'm going to take 10 points with a team that can't win a game, but they're playing someone that also is nearly as bad, it feels like here. Can Middle find it today against Kennesaw and what probably will have a lot of volatility today? I don't even know. I don't blame you if you don't want to comment on this one. Let's see if you got anything. And Dave, I see what you did there, Dave. He says the Owls will win this game. Oh, let's see. Owls. Oh, maybe I made that up. Owls, who will win this game? Who will win this one? Under. All right. I think I got it right. Robert's going to lean to the under here. That terrible Kennesaw offense here at this point. They passed for, I don't know, just over 600 yards so far this season. But Thomas does like it over here, and I might not mind that one. Here, I figure in a game where you have bad teams, you've got bad defenses as much as you have might be inept offenses. But okay, Robert says take him with the points. Yep, I think we got it. Rich Stubbs says, how about in the first half? You're getting nearly a touchdown here. And Thomas is saying Middle Tennessee game to go under here, or maybe they are called Little Tennessee because they're so bad. Here's Thomas. There he is with the under. Art Thompson also likes the under here in this one. All right. Well, we had to, we're going to talk about the football games. I hope we remember to talk about all these games. Let's take a look next up. And we're going to stay in Conference USA on Tuesday night, of course, and take a look at a much better game. Well, I don't know about that, but New Mexico State, just not the same New Mexico State here at this point. They're 1-5, 0-3 in conference. Where are the good teams in this conference? What we talked about. Here, Louisiana Tech going up against New Mexico State. Louisiana Tech is 2-3, 1-1 in conference. I actually figure they'll probably be pretty decent here in conference with their freshman quarterback. Bullock, who's looking pretty good, 6 touchdowns and no interceptions so far, completing well over 2/3 of his passes so far this season. Louisiana Tech just 1-3 against FBS opponents, but they did beat Middle last week, 48-21. Louisiana Tech struggling so far with turnovers or -7 against FBS teams so far this season. My man Crumble here, my man Coach Crumble, not a great spot for him. 3-10 against the spread on the road. But they did get a road cover, obviously, so far this season. They're also just 2-8 in their last 9 conference games. New Mexico State comes in here 1-5, 0-3 in conference. They're allowing 42.5 points per game against FBS competition so far this season. They have quarterback junior college transfer in here for New Mexico State, but they lost at home to Liberty 30-24. Remember the wild game there, but they did hang in there against Liberty, no doubt about it. In that one, they also lost to New Mexico 50-40, did score 40 points against their in-state rivals. So I would think that with double-digit points here, and Louisiana Tech may not be all that. I think New Mexico State might be finally back into their capable conference mode here. Maybe get a cover, and that's where I'm going to take 11 points at home here with New Mexico State. Last 3 meetings between these two teams have gone under. We've seen this one dip down from 49.5, went down to 47, and now we're back up to 50 here in the. I don't know if we're going to get to 50, actually. We'll see. Maybe we do have a premium in this one. We'll see here. But Louisiana Tech has won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams, but just 3-4 against the spread in those meetings. So Tech has won the last 3 trips in here to Las Cruces, but those margins of victory 14, 21, and 4 points. That was 1 and 2 against the spread. I know that 2 of those are above this point total, but maybe we're dealing with just a little bit better Louisiana Tech back then, and New Mexico State, they were probably a little bit better in those games, it feels like. But the Aggies are 15-10 against the spread when coming off of a loss, but they are 0-4 this year, obviously, here with this record coming off of a loss against the spread, though, as well. I'm still going to try them here in New Mexico State tonight against Louisiana Tech, getting these double digits at home. And Thomas says, he'll try him too. It sounds like he feels a little bit uncomfortable there. Thomas says, give me the over. Robert says, he's over. Dave says he's got this one as an easy over. Chosen ones here today. Get the under. Robert Franklin going to be on board with me here with New Mexico State. All right, that's a look at college football tonight, and we got games all week. We got games tomorrow. There's the football. I see it there, 11. Where am I looking at? 11.5 $50 right now. And there's the Kennesaw game. Currently 9.5, 50.5. We give you live line updates here on the morning steam. Don't look at my ugly mug. Check out the lines behind me. There's Troy in Alabama, 13.5, 54.5. Our live scoreboard here on the morning steam. All right, it's going to do it for the college football action. We've got plays here from the National Hockey League coming up next in our card here. Busy day yesterday in the NHL. We had some. It wasn't good. It wasn't great. It didn't feel like yesterday. We had Ottawa here on the show, but I was having trouble finding the winners, actually. We did have the Rangers on the puck line yesterday. And how about, the Islanders whipped up on Colorado. How did I talk myself into Colorado after I blatantly said here on the show all the problems the Avalanche were having, all these issues at the start of the season, and I still took them. Bad job. All right, let's get to the NHL, though, right now and talk about tonight's games. Here in the National Hockey League, we're going to start off with the Golden Knights on the road. Let's get the goalie computer fired up here and see if we have any early action from the starters crease, with Hill expected to go here in this one up against Thompson. Let me just dial it up here on the goalie computer and make sure. In fact, Logan Thompson confirmed here today for the Capitals as he makes his debut against the Golden Knights. So that's interesting here. The former Knights goalie gets the start in this one against his former team. He spent 3 seasons with the Golden Knights, and it was pretty good for sure. 2.67 goals against in 103 appearances with the Knights. But right now it's going to be Thompson and Lindgren at this point going back and forth. But why not take a chance with your man here in goal with Thompson going up against his former team. Golden Knights still favored here at $1.35. This has always been a pretty okay trip for the Golden Knights here into Washington for sure. Now I'm showing handicappers are relatively split here in this matchup, 50-50 from as far as I can tell. So far, we've seen these teams going over, it feels like a little bit. Let me see if I can't get the right numbers up here. Knights went over in 2 of their 3 games so far. Of course, they come in 3-0 here, rolling a little bit. The Caps lost their opener 5-3 in an obvious over there in that one. Vegas, let's see here. Vegas has won 6 of the last 7 meetings here in Washington right now, and but Washington's covered the puck line 6 of the last 7 here at home against Vegas, often getting a goal and a half. Now, this is a pretty big price here if you wanted to take Washington on the puck line. They seem to hang in there, but that's a $2.25 price. I've got to take the Golden Knights here. Feels like to win this one on the road at $1.35. Check that out. Yeah, $1.35. Pretty much everywhere. Feels like industry-wide, $1.35 right now. I'll take my Vegas Golden Knights. See if you guys got anything here. Our Thompson's on the Golden Knights. Next up, the Vancouver Canucks. And Silovs goes up against the Tampa Bay Lightning and Vasilevsky. In this one, you've got Vasilevsky, $1.35. And the total here, 6.5 under at minus $1.20. The Lightning and the Canucks have gone over in 6 of their last 7 meetings here in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has also won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. They're also a reasonable price here at $1.35. Tampa Bay comes into this one having gone with a 4-1 victory in their opener. And the Canucks come in so far. They played a couple of regulation draws so far this season, but couldn't come out on top. So for me, I'm probably going to be on another little favorite here with the Lightning at home, minus $1.35 in this one. Hey, here's a little steam coming. What do we got? The Charlotte Hornets are taking a little bit of steam tonight. NBA preseason action against the New York Knicks. The Knicks were an 8-point favorite to start. We're seeing this one all the way down here. It looks like to 6.5 or so for Charlotte. The move apparently is on the Hornets here in this NBA preseason game. We'll run over the lines. I don't know if I'll have many selections after yesterday's mixed results in the NBA. We hit them all. Pardon me. We went 4-1 on the show yesterday here, so we better, maybe we better go with those NBA picks here on the Morning Steam show. Those were better than the VIP picks for sure. I think we had one winner when we were living in the VIP. All right. Canucks here and the Lightning getting into it. I think we made the call, didn't we? I said take the Lightning here at home, minus $1.35 in this one. Vancouver, man, they play a couple of overtimes already so far. Let's see if you have anything here with the Canucks and the Lightning. Robert McCormick says take Tampa Bay. R. Thompson's on Tampa Bay. Fernando might be on the over in this one. And let's see here. John Schall. Oh, he's talking about that Knicks game a little bit. We'll talk a little bit. We can't wait. We're just about ready to roll here in NBA regular season. That's going to be great. It is officially sports betting season. All right, next up here in the NHL, let's move along with the Panthers on the road with Knight here in goal, going to take on Elvis and the Blue Jackets. Did see it could be Tarasov in goal here for the Blue Jackets. We'll see. I think I'm gonna stick with Elvis. Let me look at the couple of other sites here. I don't know if they've really totally made a commitment on this one. We're kind of seeing both goalies out there right now, possible in this matchup. Okay, here we go. Panthers taking on the Blue Jackets here. Florida's won 5 straight meetings against the Blue Jackets here coming in, and they've won 5 of the last 6 meetings here in Columbus right now. These two teams have gone over in 5 of the last 6 meetings. That's where I'm going to go, actually, even with a 6.5 here. Heavily juiced to the under. I guess we can put it at 6.5 under 20 if I'm going to go with the over. Try to make sure we got a fair price here for everyone to look at. If they follow at this point, I'm going to take the over with Columbus and Florida here tonight. Let's see here. Florida, this is kind of an under spot for them, but you look at so far what we've seen with these two teams. Florida has gone over in 3 of their 4 games so far. They're just 2-2 so far. Columbus comes in 1-1, but they played pretty well so far. Man, I kind of want to give them a chance, but Florida owns this series. So better just go with the total here right now. We'll look more into it, see what we can do. But with Spencer Knight in there for the Panthers, I guess we could go over in this one with Florida and the Blue Jackets. See what you guys have, if anything, in this one. And maybe Philly Eagle Flyer here. Let's see. He just has a hockey comment. Oh, he says last night. Knights, Stars. That's today's card here, I think, right? Knights, Stars, Flames, and Oilers. Can the Oilers? We're going to get there, but man. All right. Art Thompson's on the over here in this one. I'm on the over in this one, so feels pretty good. Bob McCormick also on the over, so I'm okay with that. Let's do it. Fernando says team total over with the Panthers in this one, over 3.5 goals. Next matchup's the Devils taking on the Hurricanes with Markstrom going up against Kochetkov, and $1.45 here right now for the Carolina Hurricanes. Here, I've actually seen them going up to $1.50 at Square Book Bovada right now, and the total definitely moving higher here. This one needs an update. We're seeing the total move higher here, but we've seen some unders, it feels like, so far. Let me see what the numbers look like here right now with the Devils and the Hurricanes, because so far the Devils 1-4 to the under so far, and we're seeing a move to the over. I get it. Maybe in this one with the Hurricanes lost that opening game 4-1, that maybe it's going to be a game that the Devils could go. I don't see it. I mean, I feel like I want to go under here in this matchup. For New Jersey coming in, they've been a pretty consistent, like I said, over so far, no doubt about it. Now, Carolina has won 5 straight meetings here against New Jersey. They've also won 5 straight at home against New Jersey. Those I don't think were consecutive games here, but that is a pretty distinct advantage here. At $1.45, I might be compelled to make this my free play here in this one. Look, New Jersey's off to a great start so far, but I don't know. I don't have Carolina, that far behind. I mean, they're obviously favored in this game here for a reason. And I think if you look at the overall ratings, I don't know where you might have a team right now like Carolina in your in your rankings. I mean, I think New Jersey, we can all agree, is certainly I guess at 4-1. Maybe we could even put them in the top 5 here at this point, but maybe realistically, anywhere in the top 10, I guess, is fine. They've been on the rise, no doubt. They've looked pretty good here so far. For Carolina right now, I'd say probably in the top 12 or so. So maybe it's still kind of an even matchup. Carolina, $1.45. I like them. That's a high price. I don't think I can give out a premium. I'm going to go with Carolina here as my play tonight at home in this one, but I acknowledge the Devils' fine start here so far, no doubt about it. See if you guys have anything here with the Devils and the Canes. Carolina has won, what did I say, 5 in a row and 9 out of the last 10 at home against New Jersey. Okay, here we go. John Schall going with the Devils. Keep it rolling here. Art Tom says on the under here in this one. Little college football steam rolling in right now. Let's take a look. Not for tonight's game, for a weekend game here, but it is Oklahoma State plus 10 points this weekend in their game. Oh, fumble! I have knocked the pizza box off the desk. There was no pizza left, so it is not a tragedy. The pizza box did not get thrown away. It's fallen off the desk. Breaking news. All right. Oklahoma State, just taking a glance here, see if I can spot that one here. But we have seen this one move. Was 10 points. Oklahoma State was getting 10 points, and the steam is rolling in on the Cowboys here in this one against BYU. And How about it, man? BYU up to a 10-point favorite, but they're going to come back on it here. I would figure BYU. That's going to create some value. It feels like to me. I think BYU is probably in a pretty good spot there, but we shall see. That game's on Friday. All right, keep it rolling here right now with. I think that's it for this game. All right, give me the Hurricanes here at $1.45. I'll make that my free play. I'm gonna some on some favorites here after some rough results for me over the last day or two here in the NHL. Wild and Blues in this one. The Wild here, Blues on screen there. Yeah, the Blues are the favorite here at about $1.15 and the total 6. So definitely the Wild started here as the favorite. We have had a shift of favorite overnight, at least in this one, with these two teams. You've got the Wild here with Gustafson Fleury there listed on screen. Let me see here. I'm going to say it could be Gustafson here, but I've got Fleury right now. So definitely Bennington feels like for the Blues here today in this one. For St. Louis right now, they come in with a record of 2-1 so far. They've gone over in 2 of the 3 games. Minnesota comes in 1-0, 1-0-2 so far, having gone under in 2 of their 3 games so far this season. The underdog has won 3 straight meetings between these two teams, but with the flip-flop of the favorite, it's so closely rated. Even handicappers appear relatively split from what I could tell. Minnesota is off of an overtime game here in this one. And let's see if you guys have this one. This one feels tough to me, man. Let's see what you guys have, if anything, here. John Schall says go under, but our Tom says go over. Robert McCormick likes the Wild here in this one. Okay, nobody wants the Blues, but I'm going to take the Blues here now that they are the favorite. I think that might be the right move, actually. I'm taking St. Louis minus $1.15 at home against Minnesota. Next up here in the NHL today, the Kraken. The Kraken on the road here against the Nashville Predators. And let's see what we got here with these two. All right. For this game, the Kraken, they come in with a record of 1-2 so far. They've gone under in 2 of their last 3 games. Showing handicappers liking the over here, and I might be on board with them here if it's going to be 6 juice to the under. It definitely is 6 under 15 here at a lot of spots right now. Yeah, maybe Seattle on the road, not as prevalent, and they're only averaging 2.3 goals per game right now. And the Predators, in their 2 games, they've scored only 3 goals, but I'm going to think that against one another, it has more of a chance to go over with Nashville at home, is what it feels like to me. Nashville definitely plays a little bit higher scoring games at home. Let's see here. I think that's all I really had on this one. I wasn't too thrilled with it, but nothing from you guys in the comments either in this matchup I see. So I'm just going to take the over 6 goals here with Decord, and it can't be Saros. It can't be, right? I thought Saros was. Didn't they release him? I got to check something real quick. Did you guys notice it too? Hold on here. Did you say Saros? I thought got released, gang. Let me take a look here. I thought there was news. Did I dream that? Let me look at this here. All right. Okay, maybe I'm dreaming here. Maybe did I dream that last night? Man, I do got to check this out here, bro. They wouldn't do that, would they? Okay. No, I don't see anything. Okay. He obviously has an injury right now. So, um, man, what was I thinking? Was this something Mike was talking about yesterday? Maybe there was some discussion about it here. It does feel like a bit of a trouble spot for sure, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that up there. It does show the goalie sites right now. They're all on Sara share, so maybe I was hearing something else there. I don't think they would do that. They're not ready to just get rid of him, right? He did okay. He lost that game. It was a shutout the other night. Nashville couldn't score for him. 3-0, I think, was the score. So I'm going to take the over here tonight with Decord in goal. Yeah, they did get the win in the last game in his debut, but there's a little more college football steam coming in. Kentucky is taking some steam right now. It's going to be about a pick 'em here at this point with the Wildcats. And let's see if I can track down their game real quick. Just scoping through. Don't quite have the matchups memorized just yet here on a Tuesday. But we are seeing Kentucky taking some steam here right now against Florida. Florida was a 2-point favorite, but right now it looks like that one's going to be at a pick 'em. I'm sure it has everything to do with the fact, even though Mertz hasn't been great, but Graham Mertz is out for the season. So maybe everyone's just getting wind of that right now, or we knew it, but now we're at a pick 'em here. Florida's lost that 2-point favorite edge here with quarterback Graham Mertz out for the season for Florida, certainly. Okay, Art Thompson went with the over in the Kraken game with me. John Schau went with the Kraken. Robert McCormick said Kraken. Next up's the Sharks taking on the Stars. And, well, talk about a one-sided series, of course, between these two. That's been the case, it feels like, for quite a long time. It feels like Dallas has won 9 of the last 10 meetings here at home against the Sharks. They're a $4 favorite, like it's like we're playing in March or something at this point. That is really tough to consider. Yes, the Sharks are bad. We know that, but I don't know. Are they going to be a little bit better? We always say, are they going to be better? And they're not. So let's see what we can do here with this one. Dallas, they sometimes have trouble getting the puck line in some of these games. They just usually don't score enough goals, it seems like. But 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Now Dallas at home, it kind of feels like an under, and San Jose on the road, it kind of sounds like an under too. But Dallas really usually thumps these guys big time. So I'm going to take the over here in this one. Figure Dallas can be winning, be ahead, score some goals. Maybe San Jose gets some garbage time in there and could get this one. It's a 6 here at minus 115 to the under. So with Blackwood and Ottinger here, I'm going to take the over. Figure the Stars can club these guys a little bit. Stars do a pretty good job defensively against some of these bad teams in the Western Conference for sure. But I'd say right now with Dallas coming in looking so good so far, 3-0 right now, mostly defensively. They've allowed just 3 goals so far this season. But playing the Sharks here, I would think their offense get on track a little bit here. Sharks are giving up 7 goals so far in their 2 games. They did go to overtime in one of the games. So let's take a look at what you have here. It feels like it is going to be Justin, lay it with the Stars here in the mismatch. Joe says, lay it today. Robert's going to go over. R. Thompson's in the Stars. Kelly's talking Graham Mertz, Ethel Mertz. And Let's see here. Joe Alvarado says maybe this one will just be 4-2. And, that's what Kelly says. Look, it may be a one-sided series, but San Jose has been able to get the puck line here in some of them. And it does feel like Dallas does let up against teams that it feels like they know they can beat. I think that's what's happened here on some of those puck line games. Dallas does they're not a great puck line record team, it feels like. And that's what I feel like Kelly's saying too. I have some concerns there about that. So for me, I'm looking maybe more towards a 4-3 range in this one. Okay. A couple more here in the NHL, and we'll run down the schedule, and that's going to be it for the show. Blackhawks and Mrazek taking on the Flames here, and it seems like Wolf might be in between the pipes here in this matchup. Dustin Wolf. All right, let's take a look here at this one. Certainly for Chicago, it's another one where this is one matchup where the Blackhawks have played pretty well against the Flames, no doubt about it. Now, the Flames it's usually like the Flames win by a goal, it feels like, when these two teams meet. Handicappers are all over the Flames in this one against the lowly Blackhawks. Let's just call it for what it is right now. Where do you have the Blackhawks currently in your ratings? Are they last here at this point? I don't know if they're all the way in last, but you do have to think that right now they're going to be ahead of some teams at this point, but doesn't feel too much like they're maybe, who are they ahead of? San Jose, maybe. That might be it. That might be it. Anaheim, maybe they're ahead of Anaheim here at this point. Who else can you put the Blackhawks up against at this point? But I figure the Flames at $1.60. That actually feels, oh my goodness. In fact, look at this. There's been a move. Remember, the Flames are 3-0. Maybe there's a little bit of, if you think that it's a fast start they've covered the puck line too. And so, all of them as well. They weren't, let's see, 5. I want to get this right here. They've scored 16 goals in their 3 games so far, allowing just 9 goals. The Blackhawks do have a win so far, so maybe they'll be improved. But that line, $1.60 on the screen right now, that needs updating. This line has moved severely in the direction of the Blackhawks. You can get the Flames here at, I'll just put $1.45, but I'll tell you this, the Circa has moved to $1.37 here at this point for the Flames. So, I don't know. That's a pretty significant move, and you definitely have a hot team here in the Calgary Flames. So it just feels like a pretty good matchup. Feels like a pretty good price. I get it. You got Wolf in here. I'm going to go over in this one with the Blackhawks and the Flames, but I think where I might be headed. I just can't see, taking the Blackhawks here on the road at this point, even if they are an improved team. If you want to put them in there. Look, the one thing Chicago does do is they win in streaks. That's all I can say. And they're off of a win here, so maybe they can get to them. Maybe they saw things. Maybe the Sharps saw things in this game that figure. Okay, well, we are getting that breaking news now. I knew it was coming, and we're seeing it all over the place right now. Let's go. In fact, we better go with Mikey, the crew. I think Ashley might have been. We got to do it right now. Here we go. All right, let's get to it right now. We got the breaking news, and it does look like Davante Adams will be making the move here finally. We don't have it just yet. We are getting Yeah, I think we can say it is. I first was going to say a tentative, maybe we weren't sure, but Davante Adams is going to find his way to the New York Jets. They found a way to deal the uh, eh, wide receiver that hasn't really fit in over there with the Raiders so far. We anticipated, we all figured it was coming, but it looks like it's official now. Davante Adams and our man on the Mikey Money shit list. Uh, Aaron Rodgers are going to be reunited together here in New York just in time to kind of clean this up after the loss yesterday. The Jets, they got issues. Let's face it. I don't think this is going to solve anything at this point. Maybe they can salvage this. Maybe they can get to the playoffs. They better get to the playoffs here, but will be happy times here for Rodgers and Adams. We already saw Lazard, saw the Hail Mary, didn't even mention it in the monologue. I thought it was a catch. I thought it was a touchdown, right? I mean, the ball was stripped out, but when you're laying on the ground on your back with the ball, clearly confirmed, and the guy had to rip it out. When the guy has to rip it out and you're laying on the ground, that's a touchdown. So, going to have a Green Bay offensive reunion here in the passing game with Davante Adams now heading to New York. Got that deal finalized. I don't even know. Probably not one of those deals where the Raiders are going to get very much even in return. It feels like here, maybe some type of money deal. Maybe there'll be some, contract supplements and things like that a little bit. But Adams here back to the Jets. See your guys' comments on it here a little bit right now. I'm sure. And there it is. We're from Thomas, John Shaw talking about it. And Kelly, thank you for the hockey. We'll get back to it. I appreciate you very much guiding me along here, doing a great job joining. I'm glad we got you over in our chat here, Kelly. You do such a great job in all the shows. So Justin said, not going to help the Jets. Getting your reaction here. And Dave said, there it is, the breaking news here at this point. All right. too many receivers, not enough balls. You know what? Aaron Rodgers, he can keep them happy, it feels like. All right. And Dave always sitting on the news. He's always sitting on the news. But we knew it earlier. That's why I said at the beginning of the show, we do have some breaking news coming. We're just waiting for it to happen. So that was all I was saying about it. I wasn't going to go with it because I don't like to be wrong. So, all right. All right, let's get back to NHL games here. And we think we're at the end of the list here with the Flyers taking on the sad sack Oilers. Now, this is a good series. This is usually a situation for the Oilers. They got off to a terrible start last year. I keep saying don't panic. The Oilers got off to a terrible start last year. Everyone's telling me this year's different. So I don't know what I'm not seeing in the Edmonton Oilers that everyone else is that they're going to, take. To me, I still think they've got stars. They've got their man Skippy here in goal with Stewie, and going up against Urson here, it feels like, in this one. So what do you guys have in this one between Philadelphia and Edmonton? Now, interestingly, this series has gone over in 8 of the last 10 meetings here in Edmonton, but the series itself has gone under in 4 of the last 5 games, with the 3 of them being played in Philadelphia. So a little bit tricky right there. As far as the total is concerned, I would think the way the Oilers are going that maybe it would be over. I mean, they're 0-3 right now. They have not looked good. They're still a 250 favorite against the Flyers here. I don't think the Oilers are ready to turn it around. I think they're going to get off to a slow start even further than what we've seen here right now so far this season. And I think that the Flyers are the team to probably, stay with them here in this matchup. Hasn't been a great matchup for Edmonton, for the Flyers for sure in the matchup. But here at 250, I'm not going to. I think the Oilers are still in for a slump here at the beginning of the season. I just think it's going to be a repeat for them. Here we get some NHL steam right now, interestingly, of a game that we covered earlier. And I took the Carolina Hurricanes here on the show, as a couple of you did as well, at minus $1.45. Hopefully you got on it. Right now we're showing $1.60 here at BetOnline, $1.50 at Circa. There's definitely some steam coming in here on the Hurricanes right now against the Devils, moving higher here. Speaking of which, huge move right now. I'm expecting at any moment the Philadelphia Flyers to take the steam. Maybe you guys are already commenting in the chat. I don't have the chat on my screen. Let me bring it up. The Oilers are down here to 215 or 225, maybe 230. I'll call it 230 just to be on the conservative side. But the move is coming in here right now on the Philadelphia Flyers. Whether or not it's going to make it as an official steam move from the line service, I'm not sure. One move that did just come in college football I want to mention to you is North Texas and Memphis over 66.5 is getting steamed here right now for their game this weekend. So we're seeing a little bit of steam here over in North Texas and Memphis, heading north of 67.5. I would think that game, we talked about the games with the high totals this weekend. I would think that game may be a 70-point game. We're not previewing the college football yet, but that steam's going over, and I think it's going to be a wild one. So maybe you can get a grip on what I'm doing there. Let's see what you guys have talking about that big line in this late game. And it's going to be Robert Franklin here. I think he's on the under. John Schau says, not at this time, can't do it. Under here for our Tomps with the Oilers game. Here's Joe Alvarado. He likes the Oilers lay it right now. Maybe this will be it there. And Kelly says Edmonton's won 3 at home, but Philly has won 2 there. They do them pretty good. Connor to get a goal here for Turnsey, turning it up here. Thank you, Turnsey. Good to have you here today. You know, that funny avatar there. Looks like the Rolling Stones. All right. And let's see here. North Ender, thank you for joining us here. Appreciate you. Shout out all the sports money team here. We're growing and showing. All right. Super True Story says this one goes way over today. I'm taking the Flyers plus the goal and a half here in this very reasonable price. The Oilers continue to struggle here right now, and I'm not sure they turn around to get a puck line victory here. Kelly says, what does she say? Minnesota, St. Louis, 8 of 10 winner covers puck line. Someone here said St. Louis, both teams to score. And, of course, I took the Blues. Marcus says he's got the Flyers. Kelly's on Philly, it looks like, with me. I'm rolling against Edmonton until they start to turn around. They will. I feel like they will. I just feel like that's the way this team has been operating right now. All right, I guess that's it here for the action with the National Hockey League. Okay, I think I'm going to run down some NBA here real quick, just to give you a look at the lines if you're interested today in the NBA. And, well, we did go 4-1 on the free picks here yesterday, so let's see if I can dial them up with this big card. I might be a little light here still on some of these. Boston and Toronto, but not Boston covered last game. You know, they were up by, I don't know, more than 30 points. And they won the previous game by like 40 points, but they ended up giving a lot of points back and ended up beating Toronto by only 4 points. I think it was Toronto last game. So in this one, no, I don't have anything yet. Yeah, in this one. Sorry about that game. We're covering the lines certainly, and I know I guarantee a pick in every game, but it's got to be a regular season championship season game. So there, Spurs and Heat in this one. I'm gonna be taking the Spurs. I'm gonna be taking the Heat here -3 against San Antonio tonight. Total there is at 211. Let me make sure on these totals will move in the morning. Yeah, 211, 3 and 211. All right, we actually talked about that big Steve. Must be some injury report here in this one. Let me see if I can dial it, because the Hornets and the Knicks, we reported this team back at 7, right? Well, now this game is all the way down to the Knicks -3. So can only imagine maybe the Knicks end up sitting some players here in this one. I would probably still lean towards the Knicks and figure it's a over compensation. Oops. Let me get the right graphic up here. Oh, let me get the right spread up here. I'm going to call it 3.5, but it feels like 3.5 right now. Total is still at 220 here. I'm probably going to take a pass until I learn why this line has moved as many as 5 points so far this morning. I know we did see some news out of New York right now, maybe more controversy than anything else, or maybe it was with the Minnesota New York with Tibbs going at it with DiVincenzo, whatever was going on there. Let's see here. Pelicans and the Rockets. Today it'll be the Rockets favored by 3 and the total at 216. Let's take a look here with this one. This one feels like an under to me. That's what I'm going to end up under here with New Orleans and Houston. These are just plays. You're not going to get much analysis here in the preseason. Go ahead and put your comments in. I'll cover them all. If you have any NBA preseason news that you want to talk about or pick here or there, with Oklahoma City taking on Denver tonight. And I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets here against OKC. Oops. I have the wrong, I'm just falling behind here, or I'm not able to click the right games. There we go. Thunder 1.5 against the Nuggets. Actually, it might be up to 2 here at this point. Nuggets don't look like the team very interested in the preseason, but I am going to take them here at plus 1.5 points. And maybe, just maybe, that's an under. Not sure. All right, Sacramento taking on Utah here in this one, and I'll probably go double play action, it feels like here. I'm going to take Utah and the under in this one. Utah plus a point or 2. Getting some steam here right now on some of this action. Some really good steam on the on that Houston game to go under. Wow, did you guys just hit it? So I'm showing it now going down to maybe 215.5 in the Houston and New Orleans game. So I'm on it too. Just kind of follow the sharps when it comes to preseason. Got to be honest with you. Just like to follow those moves. They know more than I do. The group of people watching all that. Yeah, I love to watch a few games, read the stories, but I'm just following. You can see what I'm clicking on right here. You can see it in the background. I'm clicking on the line moves. Oh, look at that right there. You got the line service up there. I just click on Sacramento and Utah game, and I see the moves here as there's a series of moves. I don't want to show it on screen, really, proprietary information that I pay. Well, please subscribe to my picks because, look, we pay for some of these services to get you hopefully some good picks. I guess the Sharps lost this weekend because Ramon Scott was in the red. All right. In this one, though, I'm going to take Utah and under. Pretty solid move here from Really the steam has been mostly on Sacramento and the over. It's the buyback that looks most impressive to me here. I'm going to take Utah and the under 2 plays there in that game on the preseason. And finally, Golden State will take on the Lakers here in Las Vegas. Swing by, pick me up. We'll go to the game tonight. The Warriors here a favorite in this one. But you know what? I'm going to grab the Lakers as my play tonight, +2. And yeah, that's what it's going to be. +2. I'm taking the Lakers tonight against the Warriors. All right, I see a few more plays from you guys. Thank you. Let's see what you were talking about. And Kelly's talking about Colorado. Man, it's been bad, hasn't it? With the Avalanche. What was I thinking? How can, I come on the show, got a little script, right? And talking about yesterday how bad the Avalanche are right now, how bad they look. And I still went with them. And I still went with the under, even though the steam, as I said yesterday on the show, was on the Islanders. Oh, my goodness. All right. And let's see here, a little bit more college football steam coming in to send you off here. Take a look at this one. Rice and Tulane. Game total under 54.5. That's probably good to 52.5, I'm thinking right now, between Rice and Tulane. Appreciate it, everybody. Let me see if I missed anything here. Chinese basketball finals are coming in. Definitely going to be let a few CBA games play, and I might have some overnight action on the Winnable app. So check me out over at Winnable. This is where I come on here, give you a bunch of free plays. Hopefully we get some winners. My best plays are over at winnable.com. Multiple packages available. Certainly, you could get me for 1 day. You can get me for 7 days. You can get me for 3 months, and you can get me for a year. Those are the payment packages that I have available. And you know what? I used to charge $25, $35, $45 per day for my plays over on that big site. But I came over here to Sports Money, and I want to be a man of the people. So now you get my plays for just $2 or $3 a day, depending on the volume, depending on the card, depending how I'm doing, or $20 a month. Really what that does, it supports me here on the show, so I keep coming back every day. They say, why not just bet your games and not even charge for picks? Hey, if I didn't have you guys here supporting me on this show, making me come back every day, my life would be unfulfilled. So please check me out over there. Also, flexible payment options available as well. That's true. If you want to get a year and you're like, I don't know, I was going to pay for a quarter, you can put it. The options are on there. It's powered by Stripe, and Stripe is one of the top payment platforms, not just for sports handicappers. That's an afterthought for many services out there. So you can best believe and trust in the payment, the e-commerce solution that I have here with Apple Pay, with Google Pay. Check me out over there. Text updates. You can get a notification so you never miss a play. Like I said, I come on here, do the show every day, but the handicapping never stops, and I send out some more plays later on throughout the day. My best plays are on the Winnable app. Hopefully we win all these plays today. Appreciate everyone joining me here on the show, on the Morning Steam. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 a.m. Pacific time. And don't forget, today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, it's going to be Mikey Money and the crew with pre-gaming. Mike will take a look at the evening action in college football, in Major League Baseball playoff action, of course, and he'll take a look at the NHL, and I'm sure he'll have coverage also. Want to mention, I think Mike, I don't know if it's a secret, I think I'm sitting in for Mike on Friday on pre-gaming, and we're going to hopefully get a remote with Mike. He's going to be at the LFA event and hopefully we're going to get some picks from him. So everybody knows I do MMA as well. We have great MMA coverage on our channel here, Sports Money. It's really one of the featured coverage here. We have a Dana White Contender Series tonight. Join the crew right after pre-gaming. They'll be here for Dana White Contender Series action tonight. There's definitely, this is the last week of Contender Series. Got some decent bouts here. The one thing about Contender Series tonight, compared to the rest of the season, or at least the last several weeks, there are no $3 or $4 or $5 favorites. Everything tonight, I believe, is $1.75, maybe even lower or lower. So check it out. We're going to have competitive fights tonight. Piccinini's coming back. Remember, he was already a Dana White Contender Series winner. There is an undefeated flyweight bout tonight with Piccinini in there. He was a 345 favorite in his first matchup and ended up with a split decision. So they've invited him back as well. Also, you got to watch for this man from Cuba, Yadier Davali, in his matchup against Brazilian Antonio Montero tonight. And 5 fights tonight on Contender Series. And the guys will be here to take you through that at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. If you want, please check it out on YouTube. Not on this channel, but I know that we don't have a preview of the Contender Series necessarily, so please check me out. I did a preview yesterday with my man VB. We previewed the entire Dana White Contender Series card with Mike of the Couch Warrior podcast. So check it out on YouTube. Type in VB MMA picks. Ramon Scott, that'll probably get you there. And we previewed all 5 fights. And I'll also be joining VB today for my coverage of UFC action this weekend. So check it out today on that same channel, VB MMA picks. We're not in competition. It's not a big deal. I just run my MMA series over there. It was before I was with Sports Money. So I've been doing it with VB for feels like over 3 years now. So join me over there today at, get this. So we got pre-gaming at 6. Follow me over there at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. I'll be doing the coverage for this weekend's UFC card. We'll preview the main event for this weekend, as well as 2 other fights. That's how we do that show. But we do have that main event here this weekend. So with Michel Pereira and Anthony Hernandez here, that'll be a closely rated bout. And then after that, you come right back to Sports Money for the show with the guys doing the Contender Series. Good show there with all those fights. And, those are ones to find those gems. So thank you, everybody, for a great show. And maybe we'll just see everybody on out the door here and see who left. Marcus was here. Thomas was here. Dave was here as well. And Kelly, thank you. Much love. Appreciate everything you're doing for me, for promoting our coverage here. Also, Subhumans got plays. Colombia, money line. Spain, money line. Colombia, money line. I think Colombia money line is a separate play. Spain money line is a separate play. And then you have the Colombia money line and Argentina under. Looks like a parlay there. Thank you, Mr. Dave. Good morning to Sharpie and the Odds Bunch. He likes the game to go under here tonight with the Cleveland Guardians and the Yankees. And Sharpie missed the beginning of the show, but I'm on the under too, Sharpie. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. And let's see here. Kelly says, Stanton here. Oh, just saying hot is what she's saying there. It sounds like. All right, JW. Lingowick, thank you. And he says, it's corny. Maybe Adams will flop here this weekend. How about that? And JW says, you read it wrong, Ramon. Soros ain't going anywhere. So I don't know I don't know what I thought Mike was telling me on the show. Was it Mike on the show? Did you guys watch Sports Money, Mikey, last night? He was talking Sharish, and I think he said they were going to release him and go with, but maybe he just read that one wrong. But I knew that was Terry. He definitely didn't live up to expectations. That's for sure. So, okay. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate all in the chat. And we'll be back tomorrow with more sports money. Make sure I got everything here. I don't want to miss anything other than the fact that we're getting smashed today. Hey, subscribe to the plays. We're getting smashed in the stock market. It's just taking a huge turn here at this point. Kaboom. Okay, we're only down a dime. So let's get some winners tonight here on the Sports Money Network. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. See you tomorrow. So long. Thank you.